Welcome to today's news briefing. Up next, we'll take a look at the latest developments unfolding across the world's major hotspots.
Event number 1. Ukraine's Firepoint company successfully tested the FP-5 long-range ballistic missile. Event number 2. Ukraine's defense forces broke up Russia's large-scale attack thanks to UAV tactics. Fact number 3. Russia is accused of waging a disinformation campaign targeting Estonia's borders. The Ukrainian company Firepoint has once again conducted a test of its FP-5 ballistic missile. Footage of the test was released by the company. According to the company, the missile was first displayed at the MSPO International Exhibition in Poland. The missile reaches speeds of 400 km per hour and has a range of 200 to 300 kilometers. It can stay airborne for up to 250 seconds while carrying a 150-kilogram warhead. It should be noted that Firepoint has previously developed and introduced the FP-1 and FP-2 drone series, as well as the FP-5 Flamingo unmanned missile. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that his army has crushed a large-scale offensive Russia was preparing for the spring. In an interview with CNN on Sunday, Zelensky revealed that Russia had prepared a new major offensive campaign and wanted to start it late last year. Zelensky affirmed, "We started the campaign at the end of the year and regained control over 434 kilometers, which was a brilliant success." He attributed the army's success largely to tactics involving drones. Zelensky said, "These steps were very successful, not just advances on the battlefield, but also our drone tactics, drone projects, and drone operation campaigns." Quote, he explained that Russia began losing 30,000 to 35,000 troops per month due to various drones, FPVs, and other unmanned aerial vehicles used by the Ukrainian army on the battlefield. These weren't deep strikes. It was all thanks to our own forces and military. He claimed that Russian President Vladimir Putin never intended to end the war in Ukraine, despite participating in U.S.-brokered peace talks. Putin never wanted to stop this war. They were concerned about President Trump's moves and pressure from the U.S. That's why he played the game of wanting to negotiate. He just wanted to issue ultimatums forcing us to withdraw from our territory. Zelensky emphasized, but he won't stop there, no, that will never be enough for him. Referring to the ongoing conflict between Iran and the U.S.-Israeli allied forces, Zelensky suggested this situation helps Putin make more money, as new sanctions policies also personally benefit the Russian leader. Zelensky stated that Russia is supporting Iran by sharing information and intelligence with Tehran. He also mentioned peace talks with Russia. "We are currently asking our American partners to set a date for a trilateral meeting." Quote, "We have always supported this framework, as well as President Trump and his team." Zelensky continued, "But if we really want to end the war, we need to meet. We need to have discussions between our tactical groups." Meanwhile, the Ukrainian leader said that according to Ukrainian intelligence, a combination of sanctions from the U.S., the EU, and Ukraine's long-range strikes on Russian energy facilities has caused Russia to face a budget deficit exceeding $100 billion for 2026 alone. At the same time, reports indicate that Russia has earned about $10 billion in just 2 weeks of conflict in the Middle East. This is very concerning, as it seems to be enabling Putin and giving him more confidence to continue his war of aggression. Russia may be laying the groundwork for a potential campaign in eastern Estonia, specifically targeting the border city of Narva, according to a report by the German publication Bild, citing Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine. A coordinated propaganda effort has emerged on social media. Over the past few weeks, pro-Russian online channels have been spreading messages promoting the idea of establishing a so-called Narva People's Republic. Narva, a city of about 50,000 people on Estonia's eastern border with Russia, has a population that is approximately 90% Russian-speaking. Estonian intelligence agencies view this messaging campaign as an attempt to replicate the playbook Russia used in the early stages of the conflict in Ukraine in 2014. Since early March, social media posts have encouraged activities such as distributing propaganda leaflets, carrying out sabotage, and collecting weapons in preparation for declaring the fictional republic. The propaganda materials also call for armed resistance, using slogans like "Russians, we are not alone," and "Russian land stretches from Narva to Pechori," another town in northeastern Estonia. Supporters of this narrative have also shared imagined symbols of the proposed state, including maps and flags. Marta Tuul, a spokesperson for the Estonian Internal Security Service, KEPO, said the online messages are part of a broader disinformation effort aimed at sowing division and undermining social cohesion. She noted that similar tactics have been used in Estonia and elsewhere before. According to Tool, such campaigns are a low-cost but effective method of creating public confusion and causing social instability. She also warned that participating in such activities could lead to criminal charges, describing them as deliberate acts of provocation. BILD's sources in the Estonian intelligence community believe the timing of this campaign is not coincidental, noting that it began as global attention was focused on developments related to Iran. While the ultimate goal remains uncertain, officials said it could be an informational preparation for a potential Russian move similar to what happened in Ukraine in 2014. Kovalenko argued that Western observers are still thinking about war in outdated terms, envisioning large tank columns crossing borders, while ignoring the hybrid tactics Russia might actually use. He said he has warned repeatedly over the past few years that Russia could develop aggressive scenarios targeting the Baltic region. In his view, any such campaign would likely begin with drone and missile strikes, followed by sabotage and small assault groups, before mobilizing regular forces. Kovalenko also criticized the European media for what he described as overly simplistic thinking about potential threats, arguing they focus on less likely scenarios instead of more modern forms of aggression. Meanwhile, the European Union is considering a major overhaul of its defense capabilities, including expanding joint weapons production and boosting drone manufacturing. Officials in Brussels have been discussing plans to ensure Europe is prepared for a potential conflict by 2030.